7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time to celebrate Mischief Toys for their 4-year anniversary. 4 years of fun, 4 years of excitement, and most importantly, 4 years of mischief. We are prepared to take you back in time, before Mischief Toys was established. We are proud to present a Demonstro 4-pin set, sharing the colors of the original Ghastly pin set, released all those many moons ago in 2020. This set is limited to 50 pieces and will be released on Monday, January the 19th. On Tuesday, January the 20th, Mischief Toys will release a colourful Mortem 4-pin set, also limited to just 50 pieces. The Coven of Mischief has an offering on Wednesday, January the 21st for Coven members. The narrator presents a colourful Malator 4-pin set, limited to just 50 pieces, that will most certainly please our mighty leader. On Thursday, January the 22nd, 4 ghastly resin figures shall be released that share the same colors as the original ghastly pin set that will surely pair perfectly with those pins. This set is limited to just 26 pieces. Finally, on Friday, January 23rd, we have a surprise for all of our Mischief makers, so stay tuned. Let's salute Ghastly and his friends by celebrating Mischief toys all week long by posting photos of your collections and apparel on Instagram using the hashtag #HappyBirthdayGhastly. We will select 3 winners at random, and they will receive a very special Mischief Toys prize pack. Time to celebrate and make mischief. It's time to...
Hello, everybody. We're live. It's Sunday night. Again, it feels like repetitive, right? We're always here on Sunday night. But this time, we're not just sitting here talking about anything or Funko or random bullshit. We're here to talk about Mischief Toys in our 4-year anniversary. It's been 4 years. Can you even believe that, Heather?
I really can't believe it. It feels like yesterday we started this, but it also feels like 20 years.
I know, yeah.
Like, I feel like my whole life is so, mischievous all the time. But I also feel like we just started this.
I know, and it's funny because this goes back further than 4 years. We've actually been doing Mischief Toys things since 2019. I believe that's when it first sort of kicked off, when I drew the picture and we started to make stickers. And of course, as you know, it rolled into a pin and then into a toy. So we've been at this for quite some time. And you're talking about 2 people who are not necessarily artists.
No.
We've never really run a business like this. Heather had a hair salon at one point in her life.
For a very long time.
Ran her own business, which she was amazing at.
Thank you.
But
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I wouldn't mind possibly going back to that someday, but I can't do that with Mischief Toys being...
That's right. Mischief Toys has taken up both of our lives. Unfortunately, I still do have my day job, so I do have to focus a little bit of my time there, or a lot of my time there. But one of these days, I'll be here announcing that we are going all in on Mischief Toys, and I hope it's sooner rather than later, because I have this feeling that things are about to get bigger, even bigger for Mischief Toys, if that's even possible. But 2 people, not really artists, not business people, running a toy business for now 4 years. And
wow.
Over the 4 years, we've met so many great people. We've done so many different, visited so many different conventions and shows and all things in between, right? We put on events, Day of Mischief, Nights of Mischief. It's been an absolute fucking blast. I mean, this has been absolutely such a shining point of my life. And not only that, it's the fact that this business puts food on the table for me, Heather, and our family, which is incredible. The fact that we have the fan base and we have the community that surrounds us. We're having a growing fan base in order for us to live on Mischief Toys, hopefully sooner rather than later. So I just want to thank all of you for supporting this very small business that we have here. I know that there's a lot of other businesses like us out there, and we appreciate you guys being on board with us and choosing to be a part of the Mischief Toys community. We see people come and go sometimes. I've seen diehards who've been here since the very beginning. Some people who just showed up now, just as we hit our 4-year anniversary. Whoever you are, wherever you are, however you support, we appreciate it in such a big way. You may have never purchased a figure pin or anything before, but you just share Mischief Toys with your friends because you just love what we do here. And I just thank you for that. We would not be here, or would not have been here, for 4 years if it weren't for that. And I'm so thankful. And I've been thinking about this all day long. I sort of want to go through a couple different things about Mischief Toys, how we got here, kind of show you some old pins. which a very good friend visited us months back, sometime in 2025. We never saved the original pin sets, Heather and I. Never. We sold all of them because we needed to make enough money in order to make our first toy. And back then, we had no idea what we were doing. We were trying to figure things out, navigate on our own. We virtually didn't help or didn't ask anybody for their help other than we had a manufacturer. It was an in-between person here in the States that helped us as an in-between with our manufacturer. We worked with them for a while until we could actually get up and run on our own. And since we've been running on our own, this is all us, man. This is all us and our wonderful artists. And we have some folks that help us also with various tasks like social media and things like that. But Heather and I have grown something that it's remarkable that we've been able to do what we've done. Considering having absolutely no knowledge other than sitting here and talking about collectibles on a YouTube channel.
I mean, honestly, collecting has been such a big part of having a toy company. And we've been doing research for many, many years. We did research for many years before starting Mischief Toys, and we didn't even know it.
Yeah.
We had no idea we were going to one day create stickers to begin with, or then pins, and then figures. It is just such an amazing feeling to have grown something from literally nothing, just like a fun hobby.
Yeah.
And, you know, people say, like, if you love your job, you don't really work, you know? And
it's true.
I half believe them because I really enjoy what we do, but damn, some days I'm like, can I have a break? But it's in a good way. It's just, I'm so tired. It's not, I'm tired of this job. It's just,
absolutely,
I need some sleep.
And we've had stressful moments over the years of doing this, trying to make sure that we can deliver to you, the fans or the people out there who collect Mischief Toys, the community. And there have been times where we've stumbled. You guys have seen it. I want to go back in time and just talk about different places that we've been. I want to show off these pin sets, the original pin sets. I want to show the brand new pin sets, the resin figures that we've discussed, talk a little bit about how the Coven fits in this week as well. But I also want to kind of go back in time and have a discussion. So I hope that you guys are prepared for that, because that's something, it's near and dear to our heart because we live and breathe this stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I do want to mention to check out mischieftoys.com. We have all sorts of stuff on the website right now if you want to go pick something up. But this week will be our 4-year anniversary celebration. Something that Heather and I have learned throughout the course of time of running Mischief Toys is that putting something up on the website just sort of at random has never been, I don't know, like for us, it's never been like fun. Like we put something up and then that's it. It's over. The sale happened, then we talk about it on social media, and then we move on to the next thing. The way that I see things in the future, a lot of those times I want to make them experiences, which is how this week formulated, how it came together. We decided that we would do a handful of pin sets. We would do those resins as well and make a week full of fun. And how does this help Mischief Toys, you might ask? Well, if you guys are talking about this, you're communicating it, you're sharing it all over social media, you're on the website, you guys are getting excited about things, that helps us because people are seeing the fun that you're having, the mischief that you're making, and it might make them want to jump on board and be a part of the Mischief Toys community. And that's big for us because here's why it's so important. We actually reached out, which I cannot talk about what this is, but we've reached out to a humongous licensor. It's a licensor that spans so many IPs. It's absolutely ridiculous. We spoke with them about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, had a discussion about future. I'm sorry, you're raising your hand.
Can I just talk about how they approached us?
They did approach us,
which
yes.
is so cool.
They approached us at San Diego when we were there, and it was really great, a great conversation. which turned into emails. And then now we're having discussions. I have an email now that we'll have to respond to. Well, I guess my point is that the more people that are involved in Mischief Toys, the bigger we grow this community, the cooler and bigger things that we can bring you, not only from the aspect of what we like to do with Mischief Toys in terms of various versions of Ghastly and Mortem and Demonstro, but also maybe bring you IP variants of these figures and characters. And that's something that we really believe in. Do we want to like hone on that and that be our thing like some of these other toy businesses? No, because we love what we do here and the creativity that goes into it. However, it would be nice to work with some bigger IPs, and that's what we're driving towards right now. We have a lot of different things on the table, and it's going to be a lot of fun. A big year for Mischief Toys this year. Thank you for being on board. Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time.
A time machine.
How Mischief Toys came to be, as many of you may know my story, I drew a little picture of Ghastly on my phone. And when I drew the picture of Ghastly on my phone, it was to submit it to a large toy company, which I don't want to say the name, in order to win a mascot contest. Well, I didn't correctly submit the picture. And thank God. I'm glad that I didn't, because either one, I would have realized that I'm a big loser and I wasn't going to win, or two, they picked it up and then I would never be able to make Ghastly into a figure and create Mischief Toys with Heather. That would have never happened had we won something like that. So thank God for that. So Mischief Toys then begins, and that little picture, that little Ghastly photo art that I created was then sent over to a wonderful artist, our artist Noelle.
And I had gone to school with Noelle. I didn't even know she did design, okay? But many years ago, shortly after Gastlecast became a thing, I think it was like early 2018 or something, I posted on my Facebook, hey, I'm looking for a digital artist. One of my closest friends commented Noelle. And me and Noelle were already friends on Facebook, but we didn't like really talk or hang. Like, we had gone to school together. She had been over my house one time for I think it was like a Dexter watch party or something. We knew each other, but we didn't like really know each other, so I didn't know that she did that. And she created this lovely logo you see back here.
That's right. That was the first thing she ever created for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when Chris drew that and we decided to start to like bring it to life a little bit, I reached out to Noelle and I was like, hey, can you make this look cleaner? And she was like, yeah, no problem. And she did. And then we started asking her, okay, can you do this with him? Can you like draw the back of him? Can you turn him into a zombie? Can you give him some fun details and make him in black light colors? And eventually, after like a long time of her doing this, and logos, she made, I have an email, it has to be like 30 different logos. It's the same logo that you guys know. Some of them have the words Mischief Toys. Some of them is just Ghastly's head in that circle without Mischief Toys. There are a bunch of different colors. We have some square or rectangle ones. And she just did it. Like, I didn't even really have much of a direction. I was like, can you make a logo? And she was like, yeah, and she did. And so we chose the color that we wanted, but we still have all those really cool logos that she did.
And we use them all the time. I use all those
all the time.
I use those logos all the time. But back then, it was her taking my art and sprucing it up and making it look better. So Ghastly was something we could make a pin out of, because we couldn't make a pin out of the artwork that I had come up with, because I literally had a little sketch on a telephone or on a smartphone. So what happened? Well, we made the sticker, and then eventually we made this pin set, which is the very first pin set ever created for Mischief Toys. And so after we created this pin set and we realized that it was popular, people seemed to like Ghastly, we sold 25 pieces like this. Well, after we sold this, we then created a new one, which was this, which was Series 2. And so you can see there's some different colors there. We have a glitter one here on the end. So we
Both
sold,
ends.
oh, is it the other one too? Okay, yep, both ends. So we sold this pin pack. By the way, I just want to thank somebody for all this because I don't even know if they want me to say it, but our friend Carlos Q hooked this up with all these sets of pins. I wouldn't have these if it weren't for him. So thank you, Carlos, for giving back to, which I would call like the Mischief Toys Museum, because now we have become mindful to keep stuff where we didn't at the very beginning. In fact, I found some pins the other day that were sort of like not on backings and stuff that we sold separately over the years. It must have been like samples or something. And I just had them in my desk when I was cleaning it out.
Yeah.
So I have to go back and kind of flip through all that stuff. So you may notice that it says Gastlecast, it says Ghastly misspelled. This is because we had no idea who the hell we were. We didn't know we were Mischief Toys yet. We didn't come up with that yet. We didn't know if Ghastly was going to be contentious, considering there's a Pokemon named Ghastly, because we wanted to get this all, what is it? A trademark. Wanted to get a trademark. So eventually we went for the trademark. I added the E in hopes that it would help, not knowing because I was a big dummy. And it turns out I didn't have to add the E, but we did anyway. So we had these two sets, and then we move on to these two sets.
And we found our name.
So we finally found our name by this time.
But we also didn't think about Ghastly's name yet.
Yep, that's right. So this is from Christmas and from Halloween. And these backings, what's funny about these is that the person that we used to do work with over at the pin company, way back in the beginning, he basically cut out just these pieces of like throwaway foam board, cardboard, or whatever in order to put the pins on. These weren't even manufactured. These were made here inside of their shop many years ago. The shop isn't even there anymore. So this is how it all began. And by the way, if you're wondering what happened between me and Carlos for these pin sets, what did I do? Because I don't like to leave anybody empty-handed.
You gave him a very cool trade.
I gave him a pin set that has the only error pin in it. There's not even a single, I think it's this one, if I remember correctly. It is the only error pin in any of these pins ever. And I saved it for myself all those years because I wanted to keep that one because it was so special. But the fact that he gave these to us, I wanted Carlos to have something special in return. So I gave that to him. So big shout out to Carlos. We love you, buddy, and appreciate you. Please don't go and message Carlos asking him for that pin. I know how hungry some people get in the Mischief Toys community, but that's his pin. He loves the pin. Let's leave it at that, okay? So over all the years of doing this, you know, we made these pins, and then, of course, we made our very first Ghastly figure. And when we made the first Ghastly figure, I remember saying to Heather, we're going to make the figure. We're going to do a low count. We're going to do a low count of this black and red one as well. That's going to be something that's special. I don't know what it means yet. And we're going to put the red one up for sale and just see how it goes. My comment to her was, if we do not sell out of these and they sit in the back room, then we're just going to not go forward with it. We're just going to call it fun. It was a fun adventure while we did it. We made our very own toy, and we'll leave it at that. Well, you guys came through, and that figure sold out very fast, and we were shocked. We had no idea that we had any sort of fan base to buy a figure like that from us, Mischief Toys, this brand new, very small toy company out of our house, literally made a bedroom into our warehouse before we ended up building a warehouse in our backyard. Thanks to everybody showing their support, we could build a warehouse to support this business. So back then, we were just doing what we could do to get by. And I remember mentioning to Heather after the red one did well, let's do a gargoyle for New York Comic Con.
And I said, fuck no.
And so we went through back and forth, and this is how it's always been, but I always, throw out these ideas to Heather. Heather usually starts out with, I don't know, I don't think this is going to work. And then eventually we find a way to make it work. Heather is brilliant at that. She always can sort of navigate us in the right way.
I'm also brilliant at saying no.
At the same time, we were devising the Coven of Mischief, which you guys already know. It's a membership program, or it's our own personal little cult coven that we created for very special things. And I got that idea from watching other toy companies having their own membership programs, but I wanted to make it special. I also wanted to make it unique. And I also eventually one day wanted to bring everybody to Maryland and put on a show for them and have them see the narrator in person in a chair that looked like a throne. And that happened. That
And
eventually happened.
We thrifted a throne for like, what was it, like $160?
Something like that. Yeah, I
We
can't
were
remember.
originally gonna like reupholster it and sand
We
it.
will eventually.
And stain it, but we couldn't do it in time.
Yeah, we will eventually. But, you know, when that gargoyle was ordered, we also ordered another figure, which you may all remember, was our glow-in-the-dark Ghastly, which became...
Boo!
Which
I was so sad.
Which became the Error Glow Ghastly. And of course, you guys know we had one that was marked as Error, Trash, and Fail. And those figures were literally, at one point in time, the worst thing that ever happened to us. Heather and I were about to go on vacation. We received the figures in the mail. Gargoyles come in. We reviewed them. They looked awesome. We reviewed the glow-in-the-dark figures. Heather cried. We got in the car and we went on our trip.
No, the gargoyles weren't with that.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
They were?
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Because you got the gargoyles and you're like, oh my God, these are awesome. Then we opened the glow ones and you're like, oh my God, you were like full, you were so upset.
Okay.
So once that happened, we went away for the weekend and I mentioned to Heather, why not just show this on the channel? We're just going to talk about it during a live, like this one right here. And Heather was like, well, why are we going to sell a product that isn't correct? Like, do we really want to do that? Do we want to show that Mischief Toys is basically selling a failed product? I said, you know, I think it would be interesting just to show it on the channel, just show what happened and discuss it. And so we did. And you guys begged for us to sell the figure, which is why I ended up writing different things on the fronts of the boxes. I split it into 3 different like sort of waves. And I wanted to make it special and fun and different. And that's what this company has always been. It's always been about making things unique and different and fun. And the figures that we release, we're not the same as everybody else. We don't do the same as everybody else. Sometimes we go off the rails a little bit, like we made a kitty cat Ghastly based off of our cat that we brought into our house that we saved. We like to do those types of things. I like to go and do just really different and odd things sometimes. I think that's what makes what we do fun. We can make these wild ass decisions. You guys, most of the time, are totally down with it. You're in love with it. And we can roll all of that out. And I think that's what makes Mischief Toys so special.
Yeah.
You're raising your hand.
I was, but the moment has passed now.
Okay. What was the moment?
Reveal the LE numbers of Error, Fail, and Trash. No.
Well,
I'll be honest, don't know.
I have no clue. All I remember is splitting them into 3s on the like on our dining room table and just writing on them just because I needed them to dry. Some of them, I remember one person returned one and it was because the marker came off. And so I had to redo it and I think we sent it back to him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think
because the marker wasn't like great. I didn't know how long it would hold up. I just wanted to do something extra special that I thought would be kind of fun. So we go to our first New York Comic Con, and New York Comic Con was huge for us. We brought Gargoyle Ghastly, and of course, we brought that, I guess, chase variant of Gargoyle Ghastly, which was the Breaking Free Gargoyle. If you got a card in your box, you were able to get that one as well. We did that promotion, that fun sort of event. And that is all of what I just said really kicked Mischief Toys off. Coven of Mischief was wound up in there, and then we eventually dropped the narrator figure for the very first time to the fan base, to the Coven of Mischief. And so the Coven of Mischief, when we originally intended to do it, it was like, look, we're going to have a sign up. When those sign ups sell out, we shut the doors and reopen later. And for those who are in it, can have all the special fun event things. And for those who missed out, well, then they have to wait until the next time and then they can get in too. And it was to make it, the whole point of it was to make it super special. That's what we wanted you guys to feel, is that it was special that you're a part of this thing. It wasn't just something where you sign on a newsletter and you're in this thing and who gives a shit. We wanted to have it mean something to you, which is why we offered coins, which the original coin had code. The original coin had a code in it to join the Coven of Mischief.
Yes, it had printed on the side just random letters, and you had to figure out what it meant, and it meant, or what it said, and it was like the first letter, I think.
It was every third letter.
And then every third, I think it went 1, 2, 3, was the next letter, or it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't quite remember, but it said make mischief.
Yeah, it was
on the
1, 2,
coin.
3, and then the number or the letter. There's make mischief right on the side. Wayne Paris brings up a good point. Yeah, we had a night of mischief for the first time that year, which is
Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
the fact that our very first true year in business, which was 2022, we went to New York Comic-Con. How the fuck did we pull that off? We had an amazing friend who offered us to set up at his booth. Thank you, Joe. And it was an amazing experience, but we had this little 6-foot table at the end of his booth. And it's like how Mischief Toys got their foot in the door at New York Comic-Con. And, you know, I compared to where we are today, that was like so crazy. I can't even believe we did that. We got like no space because they have a big booth, but they're selling Lego minifigures. Yeah, they sell so much. It was constant. We hardly had any space to fit the people who came with us. Our figures were under the table. We were out front of the table. It was a nightmare, but in a good way. And I still cannot believe we did that. We also got into a bar to do the very first night of Mischief. I think it was like 30 or 40 people that were there like with us, and we handed out a King Kong pin. And I was so frustrated because not only did we create that gargoyle figure that year, which was a very, very big expense for a company of our size. I mean, if you don't know, we had to pay a second mold fee because the first molds, they had a different material on the arms and the legs. And true vinyl couldn't be manufactured with the mold that we had already paid for. So we had to create a second mold almost immediately. And then we're paying for a third mold that same year, essentially. I mean, I guess it was like the year before we had paid for like the original mold.
So
but
eventually.
then 2022 we paid for the mold for the vinyl feet and hands, and then we paid for the gargoyle mold. So then Chris says, I want to give away a pin at Night of Mischief. I'm like, we've had all these expenses. You mean we're gonna buy a pin and just give it to people? Like, we need to like make something so that we can fund more things to do, you know? And I love that we did that.
Well, for me,
we keep that going.
For me, it's always about when you're doing this and you're putting together this company, and what I'm trying to do is foster a great community. I want to give back every chance that I can. And if that means that we give out pins, you know, at the very beginning when maybe we couldn't afford to do it, maybe it wasn't smart. Maybe somebody would have told me financially I'm an idiot for doing this. Not Heather, but somebody.
Well, yeah, that's basically what I was saying.
But somebody might call me
an
idiot for doing that. But the way that I looked at it was, you know, these guys really care about all this. They're driving or taking a cab or an Uber in order to go to some dive bar.
Literally called Dive Bar.
Dive bar in the middle of New York City, in the back of the room where people were watching like a game. I think that, if I remember correctly, they're watching like some sort of baseball game or something. And we're in the back having this Night of Mischief, like 1.0 event.
We're standing on chairs.
Which was
like screaming to people.
Which was unbelievable considering that we had absolutely no like experience in anything. I mean, we had never even been to a fun days. We had no idea what it was supposed to be like. We just did something because we figured it would be fun. We did some giveaways. We showed a figure for the very first skeleton figure for the first time.
Yeah.
Gave it away. So we were trying to do like just fun stuff. Like, let's get everybody together. Maybe people can get to know each other name by name basis. That was the first time that I think we'd ever met Carlos. The first time that we ever met Donald Lomax in person. Nathan Bakken was there. I mean, I know a lot of you guys by name, and that's how all of this started. was like we were getting to know the people who loved Mischief toys as much as we do. And Heather and I love Mischief toys so much, and all we want to do, not even in a financial sense, but really in just a sense of being such a fan of all the things that we do and some of the things that we've been able to do that if you would have told me 5 years ago that we would be doing what we're doing today, I would have told you that you're insane. I mean, there's just no way in hell that we would have made all these different molds and all these different figures and connected with all these different artists and connected with Guar, for Christ's sake. I mean, look at all the things that we've done all these years. And the last 4 years have been an absolute dream. I'm just so thankful for all of you. Oh, there he is. Look at that.
This is one of my most cherished pieces in our collection. This has been signed by every single person who attended the first night of Mischief. It has so many fun signatures on it. There's even one under the wings, which is like, how did somebody do that? But okay. Under him, someone drew a wiener on him. Not surprised.
That's so funny.
Top of the head, back of the figure. Oh my God, it's so dusty.
Yeah, it's been sitting back there for a while.
Yeah, it has been. You need to dust your room. I mean, you guys, I cannot believe that we've done all of this.
Did we have an item signed at
the last two
Day of
Night of
Mischief?
Mischief? No. Day of Mischief? No.
Wow, we got to get back on that.
We do, because these are just like things that we truly cherish. I had plans.
Well, we
to
cherish
have,
so much so that it has dust all over it. So.
Yeah. Well, it's sitting in our collection.
Right.
My whole collection has dust on it, but oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We have had so much fun. The second night of Mischief, we gave away goodie bags. Our friend Brian, his now wife, made these little resin keychains.
Which I found a couple the other day.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have like a handful left, and man, was that so nice of her to do. And we gave those away.
That's another part about this is that you guys have been so great. There's been a lot of people who've been just wonderful to us and will reach out and say, hey, you know, why don't, like Adam Ang as an example. Adam Ang is like, I'm going to make Christmas cards and I want you to send this out to people for your Christmas or your holiday drop or whatever. And he sent us a pile of cards for us to ship out. They weren't even made by us. They were made by him. And the fact that people are doing these types of things is just unbelievable. You're taking Mischief toys, you're loving Mischief toys so much, and you want to be a part of it and you want to do special things like that. That just says a lot more about this community versus just the brand. It just tells, I think, the story of just how wonderful all of you guys out there are. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you. All these 4 years have just been incredible. I went over sort of the first year. I don't want to go too much outside of that, but we have done a lot. We've done a bunch of Night of Mischiefs, obviously. We've done the Day of Mischief this year, which was amazing. That was our Coven specific event. Maryland Day, which, holy shit. You know, I can't go without talking about that because
that was fucking crazy.
Maryland Day was the most unbelievable thing because we had planned to have this Maryland Day event, which would take place down in Baltimore City. The event got rained out. A lot of you out there, maybe not many of you here, bought airfare to fly out to Maryland in order to attend this thing or drive for distance. Somebody drove 8 hours. But driving and flying and getting here to be a part of the event, it was unreal. I mean, I was in a room. We called this bar the day before, basically like, hey,
2 days before.
2 days before.
Yeah,
this
Thursday.
event got rained out. We need a bar. And the place was like, well, pay us $1,500. You can have the whole bar. And we're like, well, what if we just took a couple tables? Well, that's free. Just show up and put your stuff on the tables when you get here. We took over the whole damn bar.
Yeah. And they didn't even charge us at the end of it.
No, because they ran out of beer and everything.
They ran out of beer. It was okay, so here's what happened. Thursday, we were notified by the people putting on Maryland Day that it was rained out. Like, we couldn't do it because it was like an indoor-outdoor event. And vendors like us were outdoor. And we already had talked to people who had like flown in. They're like, oh, I just landed. And we were like, fuck, like, what do we do now? So I'm like calling all these places. We're trying to think like, who can even accommodate this? How many people are going to show up? Like, what do we do? I'm not kidding when I say we had at least 70 or 80 people in that bar. I could not believe that many people drove to Maryland of all places. Like, you're not driving to New York. You're not driving to California. You're not driving to like Texas. You're driving Florida. You're driving to fucking Maryland. It's like this big on a map. You can hardly see it.
Yeah.
And not only did they drive to Maryland, but they drove to Maryland for like, we didn't even really have like a true exclusive with the exception of the art prints and the pins.
Yeah, but I think it was just a community get together. I think people were down for that. Yeah.
But I couldn't believe that people traveled so far for that. It like made me cry.
What just made you cry?
Yeah, like happy like, okay.
Okay.
It was a
I
very
thought you were crying because there's too many people.
There's too many people. Fuck. No. I remember at one point, like, looking up and looking around the room and just not even fathoming that, like, they were all there for us and what we do.
Yeah.
And my dad showed up. And my dad has never
my
seen
parents
Mischief
were there
Toys.
too.
Yeah, my dad's never seen Mischief Toys do anything in person. And he was, like, wowed. He was like, you guys did this. And he was like super proud.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it
was awesome.
It was really cool. And I don't want to get too sappy, but like growing up, I was a pain, like big time. I had like really bad issues with anxiety. Like fuck you. Really bad issues with anxiety. This is something not very many people know, but I dropped out of high school because it was so bad. I would get panic attacks for no reason, just because my body felt like freaking out. And my dad, like, really had a hard time, and he was like, you know, questioning what I would even do in the world, you know? So for him to, like, see me going through all that, slowly getting my life together, you know, I ended up getting a job, I ended up, getting a therapist and working through everything. But now to see me and you doing this crazy shit, like the fact that I'm even on YouTube is insane. The fact that I'm able to run a toy company and like hold these events and speak in front of people is fucking insane compared to where I was like 20 years ago. As like a 16-year-old kid, I was like, terrified to go to fucking math class.
You should be proud of it. You're something to be very proud of.
I am.
It's a big deal.
And it was really special that my dad was there to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah.
You know, you can tell somebody something like that all day long, but for them to actually see it is like mind-blowing, I think.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. It felt good.
And the same thing with my folks, you know, them showing up and seeing what we were doing. My dad talked to a lot of folks who showed up there, and it was great. It was great that we were all in the same room. That was like one of those things where I look back on it and I'm like, man, that was just unbelievable. Out of all the things that we've ever done with Mischief Toys, you know, having fans actually come to our home state, that's now twice that's happened.
Which I still can't.
Maryland Day.
The only reason that I believe it is because I was there. I would not believe that a bunch of people came to Maryland just for like a few hours or whatever.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It's so cool.
Unbelievable.
And we're so grateful.
We are grateful. But yeah, it's been 4 years. Holy shit. It's crazy. But I want to show you guys like the stuff that will be going up this week because I think it's really special.
Same.
You know, something
You're missing something. Keep talking.
Something that we recently got into, thanks to friends that we met over at the Philly toy show, are these resins. And that's something our friend Jay Martin wonderful guy and does fantastic work. And we have some, future projects lined up that we want to do as well. Not only with him, but with some others as well. Just get into some fun stuff. We wanted to offer that up for this event because when it comes to, because I've envisioned, like, what if we made all Ghastly in all those different colors in vinyl? What would that be like? How cool would that be? And the more we thought about it, the more we thought, man, this would
break the bank.
Yeah, it would be like so expensive for everybody.
Yeah.
And so we decided, you know what? Why don't we just do like resin? Maybe in the future, maybe for a future year, we'll do all 4 vinyl figures or something. But for now, we decided we wanted to do the resin figures. But before we get into that, way back in the day, as we had mentioned, our first pin set for us, this was something that was, incredibly important for Mischief Toys. This is what made Mischief Toys what it is today. If it weren't for this pin set, we would not be here. So we're thankful to this pin set. It's very important to us. So we decided to take all of our characters and give sort of a same color variation to our characters, which by looking at them, I will specifically call one out while we're looking at them. So first, we have the Monstro pin set, which I'm really, really stoked about. And I would love to hear a little bit of feedback on my idea. My idea is to take this Monstro and make it almost like, you see those old like toys where they're like green and they have like white, but the entire thing glows in the dark. It has like that sort of color pattern on the plastic or vinyl. I want to make that figure like a full glow in the dark figure, obviously with the face on him and all, and all the different details, but a fully glow Monstro. I think it would be cool, sort of like an old school action figures. Is kind of what Monstro has always reminded me of. It reminds me of something like, I don't know, like He-Man or something is what he looks like. He kind of came from his lineage or something. So that's an idea that I have. But these are the pins, and of course, they glow underneath the black light. Some better than others, and we'll get to that here in a moment. So we have the Monstro. That is day 1, right? So day 1 is the Monstro on Monday. That's tomorrow. Day 2 brings the Mortem character, and Mortem, of course, shares all the same colors as Ghastly. So you'll have that pin set to grab as well. I love these guys. I love Mortem so much. Mortem is so great. This is so our second character we ever came up with, and our third character. The reason why I wanted Monstro was for Ghastly to have a villain, and I just love the Death Grim Reaper character. So I wanted to make our very own, and I think that character is so much fun to me. The other one is this will be on, so this is Tuesday. Mm-hmm. This is Wednesday. This is our newest character, Malator. So there's Malator. I straightened all the pins out. That's Malator. And I love Malator. He is so cool. One of my favorite figures. Hopefully soon with Malator, we can build a figure, kind of like what we're doing now with Mischief in the Making, and you can make your very own Malator. That's what I'm excited about.
Very own community Malator.
Right.
I don't want that to get misconstrued.
Exactly. Yep. So this will be on Wednesday for our Coven drop. Now, Heather, you have to be in the Coven of Mischief in order to get this.
Yes.
There's only 50 of each of these pin sets.
Yes.
Heather, what else will be available on Coven Day, which is Wednesday?
Well, we are going to be putting up some sticker packs. They are so it's 5 stickers, $10, randomized in a pack, and it could be any sticker that we have ever released in the Coven of Mischief. So this round we are not doing any like brand new stickers that have been like never released before. So I would suggest if you have a ton of Coven stickers, you may or may not want to go for this drop. If you're brand new for the Coven or to the Coven, I would suggest you do go for this drop. If you're missing stickers, definitely go for it. We put together some killer sticker packs. They're just so much fun. We actually packed them all up tonight or I guess earlier today. And there's a lot of really fun stickers. Some stickers that I had even forgotten about.
Yeah.
Which was really fun. It was really cool to like see those.
Yeah. So more stickers coming your way. This week we have some, did you mention also the Coven, like some Coven apparel leftovers?
I didn't.
Okay.
So we also have a handful of pins that will be dropping. They are not being sold mystery style this time. I found a decent amount of a specific pin that we'll be putting up. And then I found like onesies and twosies of a couple other ones. Very, very few. And I'd like to get those in the hands of people who want them. I'm very excited. And we'll also have like a very small amount of apparel go up that day as well. The price points for each of these pins, our typical pins go for $16 to $17 now. Price points for each of these pin sets will be $55 each. You are getting 4 pins. So retail, what would that be? What's 16 times 4?
So if it would be, it would be
64.
64.
So they'll be $55 a piece. So you're, essentially getting a pin for almost free.
There you go.
Yeah. So I hope that you guys are happy with the prices. We don't want to hurt everybody too badly this week, because I know that week-long events can be a bit grueling, but we do it because it's fun and exciting. And also I don't like the idea of dropping everything on the website at once, because then we would have the problem of, oh, well, I really wanted this, but it was sold out by the time I could get to it or whatever. Or, I tried to put this in my cart and then I had this in my cart, but then by the time I tried to add this other thing, everything sold out. So I don't want those problems for you guys. So that's a big factor in why we prolong it, along with the excitement. We want to allow everybody equal shot of getting the items. Now,
yeah.
I understand some people work during drop times, or maybe they work night shift and it's a bit early for them or whatever, but as fair as we can possibly do it.
All right, where are the pins going to drop, Heather?
They are going to drop in the merch tab, like all of our other pin drops, with the exception of the Coven pins. We tried to automate homepage drops, but Shopify doesn't have that capability right now. They do, but you would see like a blank, it would basically be like add product here or something, and it's like a broken sort of image, like it's an image that isn't of the thing, and that would be live until the item goes live, and I just don't think that's a good look. So until we find a way to like automate it to the homepage where it's not showing that ugly like product listing like placeholder, we will put them in their respective tabs, unless I will for sure be available to manually put it on the homepage. So the Coven of Mischief, I actually wasn't home. Someone else had to like manually put the Coven of Mischief membership on the homepage for me. Thank goodness. I'm very grateful for that. Now with the resin figures, let's talk about resins.
Okay, one per person on each of these items.
Yes, one per person on each of these items,
all right,
please.
There you go. Okay.
Resins. Let's talk about these. Let's show these. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So Patrick Norman's asking a question. So there are 26 of these. And so each figure is limited to 26 pieces.
Yep.
So this is one of the 26.
And this is how they are packaged. Our friend Jay did a really fun job. So not only... Big head, move it in. Okay. So not only does it say Ghastly, like printed on the back of the pin sets, but they are also hand numbered on the bottom. and signed.
Yeah, so these are incredible. I'm really excited how these came out. I didn't know how we were going to sell them as like a 4-figure set. But I love the way this looks, but you don't have to keep it in this tube. You can actually pull them out. And so we actually pulled a set out so we can show you. I want to show you the size. So that's the size difference.
Well, that was the first resin we did, but here is the vinyl in comparison. The vinyl is a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So the little, I want to call them gummy bear resins because they look like gummy bears to me. But let's show the size differences when you're done showing the figures.
Yeah, they do look like gummy bears.
They do. So here's this, and then the resins are right here. They're so cute and so fun.
Yeah, there they all are.
Yeah.
They stand really well,
They do.
which is great.
Oh my God, they look like Jolly Ranchers. Yes, they do.
They do.
Thank you.
Yep, they
That's
sure do.
even better than gummy bears. I love that. Jolly Rancher Ghastly.
Yep, 100%.
Gastly, because there was not an E yet.
So I love that there's these back boards here. I think that's really cool. I like that they're hand numbered. I think that's wonderful. There's a little Mischief Toys logo down here in the corner. Of course, Ghastly up there without the E. Jay's logo is there. And then it's signed by Jay with the 26 number there as well. So fun fact about this set, they were supposed to be limited to 25 because we wanted to limit it at the same rate as this thing that we sold many years ago. As you can see back here, it says 25. But there was a miscommunication. And so
My fault.
I think Jay and Heather, like the way Jay had explained it, it was for the year 2026, similar to what we had done with this little guy right here. So
Yeah, I think what I had told him was 26 total, 25 limited, and then one for us, of course.
yeah,
And it ended
it
up
went
being
off the rails a
26.
little bit, but that's okay. That's no problem. So there are 26. That means we have one extra that will be available to the public than we had originally intended, which is great news. So these little figures in that tube, Heather, do you want to give us details on that?
Yes, so they will be up for grabs on Thursday, and it's gonna be tough, guys. So what I'm doing with the resins, just in case there's any like funny business and people get confused, I'm going to put them in the Ghastly tab, of course, because it is a Ghastly. They are Ghastly figures. But I also am going to do the merch tab, I think, because sometimes people just like, I don't know if they panic and click the wrong thing or what, but I'd like for them to populate wherever they can populate. So I'm going to do it in those two places just to be on the safe side. It's super limited. One per person, one per household, not just per person, but per household. We're very strict on that. If you order more than one, all of it is going to be canceled. And with drops like this specifically, we're like definitely more involved than most companies probably would be, but we want to ensure that there's no shady activity. So very strict. Please respect that, or you'll be very disappointed and get 0.
All right. What else you got? Price point?
So the price point, we are going to sell the 4-pack
In this tube.
in this tube.
With that background.
In this tube for $135.
$135. You get all 4 figures and the backing and the tube. What I think we're going to do is remove the figures off the backing, wrap them, send them to you with them wrapped in the tube, and then make sure the tube is wrapped up well, because we did get a set of APs that old leg broke off.
Yes.
So I want to make sure that these come to you. So they're not going to come to you in this tube this way, because I'm afraid that it'll like wiggle out, fall out, and then bust on you. And I don't want to do that. because they're so limited. I don't want to break them and then have Jay where he's having to remake a set. I would much rather not have to go through any of that. So that's how we're going to wrap them, just so you know in advance. It will not come looking exactly like this. It'll be a little bit different. We'll put those ties in there as well, so you can tie them around that board. And that way you can pull it out, put it in, so on and so forth. All right, Heather, they're asking for the times for these drops.
1 p.m. Eastern every single day, baby.
There you go. 1 p.m. Eastern.
And let me just tell you something. Feedback is incredibly important. You want to know why? Because we had some West Coast people reach out to us and say, hey, your drops are at 12 noon. And that's a little bit early because I'm on the West Coast and I work at night. I get home very late, and I would appreciate your drops being a little bit later. So 1 p.m. just for you guys.
The other thing that we're going to put up this week as well, I'm not sure entirely which day, we do have some sketch Gasleys left over from last year's 3-year anniversary. So if you missed out on sketch Ghastly, we're going to have some of those up as well. We're going to sign those. Heather and I will sign that figure. So if you've never been able to get your hands on that one, they will be on the website signed, which will be something a little bit extra to throw in as well. Heather, we're being asked about, I'm sorry, I've read the word alarm. We're being asked about stickers. Do we have stickers in relation to what we're doing here?
Of course we do. What do you think we are?
All right. So
we have a sticker for this. We have a sticker for this. We have a sticker for this. And we have a sticker for this. And I am going to say, Chris says this all the time. Oh, this is my new favorite so-and-so. This is my new favorite. These are probably the coolest fucking stickers we have ever done, ever. Ever. I love them so much. They are amazing. I showed them to Chris a long time ago, and he was like, wow, I really like these. Well, living with Chris is like living with someone who just does not have any memory of anything. He cannot remember shit. And
it's true.
You asked me.
I can't fight with that.
You asked me if we had stickers, and I said, yeah, I showed them to you a while ago. You were like, I don't remember. So I showed him, and it was like showing him for the first time. He was like, oh my God, these are fucking awesome.
I hate to break the news to you.
Still don't remember what they look like?
I totally forgot what they are.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally forgot. We see so much.
We really do.
We see so much. It's hard for me to keep up sometimes. I really don't remember. I hate this. When I see them, I'll be like, oh my God, I remember now. I feel stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to show him live on this live so that you guys see what I have to deal with every single day.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember now. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, those are great.
And they're going to be on the hollow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh,
yeah.
I love that. Yeah, they look awesome. That's cool.
Well, not just that.
Okay. This one I do remember. I'm really stoked over this.
Isn't it so cute?
I'm really stoked. So you didn't make a pin of that?
No, but I really want to.
Yeah, that would be a very cool pin.
We might.
I really like that a lot. The other thing I'm going to do is hand number all these pins, 1 through 50.
Okay.
Because that's what we did at the very beginning. I'm also going to sign the back of them like we did with the originals. I like that we're doing this old school original thing, and maybe we'll even sign these boards as well for these figures. So we'll do that as well. Maybe on the back, that way you can see it on the back. I don't know if I can fit it on the front, but we'll try. And then that way that's signed as well. I think that'll make it a lot of fun. I want to keep it all like seamless like we did. We kind of going back to the first year, we're revisiting the first year, and then maybe next year we'll revisit in some other way as well. But I think having an anniversary like special like this, calling back to the old times, is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. So speaking of old times, David Brewer asks, what is the mystery drop on Friday? Well, smartass David, hope you don't mind me calling you a smartass. It's a mystery. And in that same sentence, I'm going to have to say I'm a smartass because that was very smartassy. It is a mystery. We will inform you guys that day. What I will say is it is not a figure. And you will be informed before the drop.
Yes.
And I think you guys are really gonna dig it. We have one first in there, which is gonna be exciting. But we're
like a first ever we've ever done it.
Yes, a first thing for Mischief Toys. If I say more, I will spoil it. But you guys loved something that we did so much before. We have redone it. I might give away too much by saying this. I can't say what I want to say.
Don't ruin it.
But we are redoing. You'll see. You'll see. Because if I say it, I'll give it away for sure.
They're saying to lock down the website with a password.
No.
You don't want to lock down a website?
No, because no.
Okay.
I've learned that can cause a lot of issues for people when we've done that in the past. Not only that, but bots can for sure bypass that. Like it doesn't matter.
I can promise you it's not a plush head.
No,
they're saying
not.
it's a plush. It's definitely not a plush head.
But stop saying stuff because then like they're gonna narrow it down.
Yeah, true. Sorry. Y'all should do a hoodie with one set of multicolored pins going across the chest of each pin set you dropped so far. Could be cool. That's neat. I like that idea.
I'm sorry, what?
We make a multicolored pins going across the chest of each pin set you dropped so far.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I think it would be cool to have one of each of the characters in a different color.
Yeah,
on
that
the same
would be
shirt,
cool.
right? Like Demonstro, Ghastly, Demonstro, Mortem, and then Malator, all in a line, but they're all different colors.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Something we could think
really
about
fun.
for sure. Something we could think about for sure. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. It's difficult. Everyone gets password delay.
Yeah, it's just you think it's gonna be more fair, when in reality it doesn't really do as like. Some people might get really lucky, but it might slow a lot of other people down. And I'd rather it just like show up when it's supposed to show up. I hope that's not too disappointing for you guys, but I've just found in the past it was more complaints than not. Although, I mean, with a 26-piece drop, I'm bracing myself for complaints because, you know, everybody wants the thing, but not everybody can have the thing. Only 26 of you guys will own this.
Yeah, that's the thing is that, you know, we get begged to do low number drops and we want to bring that. But then in the other side of it, we get complaints that it's a low number drop. And it's like, man, how do you play in that, right? Do you do low number drops? Do you not? How do you respond to this? So we try to do our best, and I hope that you guys are happy with a lot of the outcome. I think a big part of collecting for me personally is that I don't have everything. As soon as I have everything locked in, then what's the point anymore? I mean, you have your collection, you can look at it from afar and say, oh, that's really cool. But it's always nice to have like that grail that you're after or that piece that you missed that you want to pick up at some point, right? That's how it is with me and Hot Toys. There are multiple figures that I do not own right now that have dropped in the past that I really wish I could get, but I wait and I make sure I can find it, you know, track it down, find it at a good price or whatever, you know, when the time is right, it happens. So that's kind of how we operate here with Mischief Toys. Doug Hines says, like how many?
I'm sorry, how many?
He said like how many. I don't know what he...
Where did he say that?
What was? Oh, I'm sorry. What was the first resin drop? I can't remember.
LE60.
LE60. LE60. Why did I think this was 26? Where did 26 come from?
The gold pin set.
Ah, that's it. The gold pin set. That's it. Okay. Okay. I know. No, so I could promise you the narrator is not getting left behind. Don't even worry about it. We are going hard into doing narrator stuff. But I think it's good that we've done it the way that we have because you're going to be more excited when we finally do get into some more narrator stuff. We do not want to oversaturate with that character because if we do, he isn't going to be as special anymore. Same with Malator. I don't want to release like 10 different Malators in a year. I want to slowly roll that character out and slowly do things with him. And I think you're going to be really pleased when you see the next narrator. We have a couple that I'm really excited about. The variants, right? I'm really excited about it.
And you guys will be too. Very interesting, very different than what you would expect. But I mean that in the best way possible. I'm excited to see your guys' reaction because it's very, very exciting for us. But Chris, you mentioned that these pin sets are sort of blacklight reactive, which is something we didn't even ask for, but it was just happenstance. So we're not going to market them as blacklight reactive.
Well, we sort of did.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to explicitly say that all of them are.
Right.
But they are definitely impressive.
All right, let's turn the lights down and take a look at what we got here, Heather. You got your the pins. Let's see the pin sets. So here are.
Oh my God! I thought this was glowing in the black light. We have a soundboard right here.
Oh yeah.
Chris just bought a new one, and it like lights up.
Look at that.
These are so fun. They're so much fun.
Yep. They all glow and they're in the way.
What I will say is in person, the red glows a lot more. The green is definitely the brightest, but blue and pink are super bright.
Yeah, the red one is a little like.
I wouldn't expect red to glow
it's
though.
It's not as bright, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The green looks amazing.
Yeah, it's wild.
Oh, yeah. They're asking, when will the Coven coins be mailed out?
They will be mailed out this week for sure. There were some things that we had to take care of personally, and we sort of prioritized other drops because that's sort of like that was a big drop. But last week we had some personal things going on. This week, we're getting them out.
There you go. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited to be celebrating 4 years. And
I still cannot believe that Mischief Toys is 4 years old.
I know, it's unreal. It's unreal that we've gotten here and we've gotten this far with Mischief Toys. And again, thank you all for supporting it, no matter what way you're doing it. One way that you can support, if you're not supporting already, I got to see which one is which here, because I don't want to screw this up.
Give me a moment, please.
So one thing you do to support is buy this week, the entire week, it's our anniversary giveaway. So all you have to do is take a photo of anything that's in relation to your Mischief Toys collection, like your figures, maybe your pins, or maybe you're wearing apparel, and you're going to use hashtag Happy Birthday Ghastly. You'll take a photo, post it up on Instagram. I should have put Instagram on here, but I didn't. Post it up on Instagram using that hashtag and tag us, and then you could possibly be one of the 3 winners when we when we select winners, 3 winners to win a prize pack. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. God, I'm like I've like lost my mind there for a second. But you just post the photo, tag us, use the hashtag of you and the apparel, or your figures, or your pins, or your stickers, or whatever you want. All week long, starting tomorrow through Friday, post up, do all the things that this says. We're going to post this up every single day on Mischief Toys Instagram, and you could possibly win a prize pack. What will be in that prize pack? Well, we're not going to talk about that.
You'll
because
find out when you get it.
It is a mystery prize pack, and we're going to pack in some really cool things. We're going to make it worth your while for doing the extra work. If you're one of those people, it's like, I don't like to take photos. I'm not a big photo fan. It doesn't matter. Just take a picture, because this is all by random. This isn't being selected because we like your picture. This is literally at random. But take a photo of your figure sitting on your shelf, or sitting out in the grass or something. Take a picture of you wearing your shirt, from chest, just your chest part of it. That way you're not getting your face in if you don't want to. Do any of those
Or get
things.
your face in it.
Or add your face in there and look
it.
all happy and ready to go. Holding your plush, right? If you have some plush Ghastlies and things.
So,
or plush Mortem.
did you mention when this contest will start?
Tomorrow.
Okay. I vote that we start it after this live because I'd like to post it. And that way they can start now. And it will run through this coming Friday until 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I don't want to be up at midnight posting nothing.
No. No, we'll post this up, and then
So
you
as
guys
soon
will have
as
the
we post
opportunity. You'll have the opportunity to win.
And you can post as many times as you want. Take your pictures. Just make sure you use the hashtag, tag Mischief Toys, and ensure that your profile is public so that we can see it.
Yeah.
We would really, really, really appreciate that.
And thank you all night, by the way. We've gotten a lot of super chats. Damien.
Yes, Damien. And then
Mischief,
we got.
was it?
No, don't
Jeff,
shout out any names.
No,
I think Jeff
Zombie
did,
Monkey. Yep.
maybe.
Yep.
And there was one more, Tyler.
Tyler.
And
yes.
I want to say thank you guys
Yeah,
so much. We
thank
didn't
you.
acknowledge them when it was happening because we got on and we were doing our whole thing. But we are very, truly grateful to you guys.
Absolutely.
How many pictures can we share? Never mind, she just answered.
Yeah, so post as much as you want. I mean, look, the bottom line is that Mischief Toys, we're a small business, so the more that you post, if you love Mischief Toys, post about us, show off all the things that you're getting on Instagram, wherever, it doesn't matter. And I see a lot of you already doing it. We appreciate that. It really helps us in such a big way. You might have a random friend look one day and see Ghastly and say, oh, I really like that. That is so neat. And then they become a Mischief Toys fan themselves. So every little bit helps, okay?
One entry per post, yeah. So enter as many times as you want. We'll put everything into a drawing and select at random.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tyler. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate all of you. This has been a really great night. We're going to have 5 days of celebrating Mischief Toys. My plan is to do a little bit extra social media this week in terms of that. Maybe a little live on Instagram every once in a while. Just doing a little extra special fun stuff because it is Ghastly's birthday, which is important to me. Can we do a couple of giveaways before we go? Would you mind? Because it's Ghastly's birthday. I would like to do a couple giveays.
Let's do 4 giveaways for 4 years.
4 giveaways for 4 years. I like that number. That's great. And what would you like to give away? Want to do some pins?
Yeah, let's do some pins.
Okay, we'll do some random pins. It might be AP, it might not be.
No, let's do all AP pins.
Do you want to do all AP?
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be all AP pins. We'll do some giveaways here. I'll have Heather. What are you doing over there, Brocky the King? We'll have Heather. How do you want to do the giveaway?
You come up with questions. I will monitor the chat.
Okay.
Where did he go?
Huh?
I heard, in case you guys have missed it, we have 2 little crazy kittens, and they're always in here chewing on everything.
Mm-hmm. Crazy little kid. What are you doing? Okay.
Running away.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see. What was the very first Coven of Mischief figure drop? The very first
Whoa, hold
Coven
on.
of Mischief figure drop.
You need to be more clear about that.
The first drop to the Coven of Mischief.
Okay.
Sold specifically to the Coven of Mischief.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. Of course. Dude, just thank you. Thank you all. Oh, there you go. You already got a winner. Doug Hunt, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Damn, you're right on it. Very good. A lot of people are saying Initiation Ghastly. So Initiation Ghastly was sold prior. So you got into the Coven of Mischief by buying the Initiation Ghastly and breaking the code. But it was the narrator. That was the very first figure that we had ever dropped. Let's see. In New York Comic Con 2024, what was the brand new mold that we introduced at New York Comic Con? The brand new mold. It was the first time we'd ever introduced this version of Ghastly. What was it? Let's see if they figured that out.
So I just have to say something. Newsday 85 said Initiation Gasoline instead of Ghastly. Whoa. And I just want to say that until my autocorrect learned Ghastly, it was always Gasoline.
Okay, so
Hold on, let me.
This is the winner right here.
Okay, let me verify because that's what I saw on the big screen.
Yep.
I'm just checking my screen as well.
Got it.
Yep.
Eater of the Eater of the
Eater
Clam.
of the Clam with
You've won
Vampire
Ghastly. That was the first time we'd ever introduced Vampire Ghastly at that year at New York Comic Con. Not at Night of Mischief. That was at New York Comic Con specifically. Okay. I'm just thinking up of trivia right off the top of my head. Do you have any trivia?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
It's quiet. Can you talk?
I got it. Yeah. So New York Comic Con 2023.
Are you thinking of the correct New York Comic Con?
No, I know exactly which one it is.
Okay.
But that's not going to work.
Okay.
Yeah, it will. What Mortem did we release there?
We didn't.
Yeah, we did.
In 2023.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No, we didn't.
Oh, you're right.
Mortem wasn't even a thing yet.
Shit. Never mind. I'm thinking 2024.
I know you were.
Okay, well, which one did we drop in 2024?
Oh my.
Let's see. You know what? Maybe Esme wins because she said none.
Esme, you win.
Okay, Esme, you win. And you know what? And Effigy is going to win as well because I said 2023. So give both of them, Esme and Effigy. And then we're going to do one more real quick because that was sort of a random ass thing that just happened. So sorry for screwing that up. Okay. I'm thinking. Give me a second. You have a question, Heather?
I'm really bad at being put on the spot.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a hard one. When the Blacklight Gargoyle Ghastly failed and we couldn't sell it, what did we put up instead on MischiefToys.com during New York Comic Con 2023? What figure did we put up in its place because we could not sell
a good
the Gargoyle
one.
Ghastly?
All right, we got one person that said penis. Thank you.
They win. I don't know if anybody's going to get this.
Well, I see one, but it is misspelled.
That's okay.
Do you want to give it?
Yeah,
to Mischief Maker Mikey.
Yeah, congratulations. He said
Palcest.
Palcest.
Congratulations,
so
Mikey.
It was possessed Ghastly, which was crazy for us because we thought that we'd be able to sell that Gargoyle Ghastly. We didn't realize until just like a week or two before that figure was a complete fail. It was slow getting here. The final one or the final shipment was slow getting to us. When we got it, realized it was a fail. We decided not to sell that figure, unlike the fail Glow Ghastly. And we only sold 28 of them, which became sort of a symbolic number for Mischief Toys later down the line. So instead, we put up Possessed Ghastly, and I will never forget, Heather had it already in a queue, put it up on the website, and it sold out in almost
no time, but we were walking around on the New York Comic Con floor.
Yeah, and we almost completely forgot that. We even put it up. Heather had it scheduled, and we felt our phones going crazy, and it was you guys buying Possessed Ghastly, which is incredible. Look, it's been a wonderful celebration. It's a wonderful time to talk about Mischief Toys, kind of going back and how this whole thing got started. I would love to hear from you guys how you got into Mischief Toys collecting. Would love to hear it. Maybe when we post on Instagram, maybe you can leave your story there. That little picture, that I showed you before.
Or you know what? Why don't we post throughout the week we'll do promotions, but we'll also do prompts, and we'll ask you guys some fun questions.
There you go, because I would love to hear how all of you guys got involved in this and how you became a collector, how you became a diehard, what got you initially into Mischief Toys. I would love to know your story. I think to me that's so interesting. So we'll see what we come up with where you can post. Okay, we would love to hear from each and every one of you. But that's all we've got. Thank you all so much. Happy birthday to Ghastly. Happy birthday to Mischief Toys. And let's just celebrate together that we've gotten this far together as a group of people who really love collecting, and we love collecting Mischief Toys. I can tell you I'm the #1 fan. Did I ever tell you that?
You're going to have to beat me.
Well,
don't know if
there's a lot of people in this chat right now I think we'd have to beat too.
Seriously. Oh my God. You guys, some of you just want everything, and that's just so much passion and so awesome, and you know, we're very grateful.
Hell yeah. And there's Brock saying that he met us at NYCC 2025 after watching the channel. That's how he got involved with Mischief Toys. How wonderful.
Yeah. Trust me, we will never forget Brock.
But every single day.
As a matter of fact, we actually have a kitten named Brocky we named after you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But
here's a black kitten right here. I got another kitten. Whoa. She jumped right out of my arms. But that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much, everybody. This week, every single day on Monday through Thursday, we'll have something going up at 1 p.m. And on Friday, we'll have some more things coming your way. We're not going to talk about it yet. It is a mystery, but most likely 1 p.m., whatever happens that day as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Just stay tuned. Make sure you go to MischiefToys.com, sign up for our newsletter, follow us on all forms of social media, and also join our group on Facebook called Mischief Toys Collectors. If you aren't already there, you should go and join now.
And one thing I would like to note, this has not happened in a very long time. We have not done this in a very, 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 very long time. As of right now, we have no date that it will be a thing again. But it's something we would like to get back into at some point when our lives are not so crazy and I can actually find time to do anything other than Mischief Toys. This would still be Mischief Toys. This would still be included in that. It is a form of work. You should check out our podcast, Making Mischief, if you love Mischief Toys, because there is so much history in that podcast. And not only that, if you go to our Instagram, Making Mischief Pod, is it Making Mischief Pod or Making Mischief Podcast?
I don't know.
One or the other. You'll see Ghastly.
Yeah.
There are so many photos, from production photos to early photos to sketches. You guys will absolutely love it if you want to learn more about Mischief Toys. You can stream it on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts.
So Fallen Angels, one last comment. Hey, Heather, there's no rush at all, but I was wondering, did you already ship out the 12 Days of Mischief live stream winners items? This is what I told you the other day.
Yeah.
Did you ship out his item?
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Email us if you didn't get your item.
I'll go back and look after we end this. Heather and I will go back and look at her emails.
Yeah.
I saw the email the other day. I mentioned Heather and she thought she already shipped it, but we'll see. But thank you, everybody. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one very soon. Be good to each other all week. The world is absolutely insane. Be good to each other. Treat each other well. We love you. We really do sincerely. We love you. Thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.
Bye.